Evening YouTube. It's Tuesday the 26th of June and another hot one here in the UK. Not used to this. Normally it's the rain we get, so let's have a little look. So this morning, let's have a quick look. So price had come down, as we'd seen, pushed back up from the zone, hit structure, and as I mentioned yesterday, we've just been moving sort of sideways. Good news is price has been respecting so far the newfound support just above the 47 level. For me, it's this 49.5 cents structure level that I'd want to see a big strong break up, retest it to confirm that it's a strong level, then go. So what is going on? So as it goes, let's get rid of these. We're currently retesting 47 cents. So currently 1 hour into the new 4 hour candle. So we filled this wick currently. So it'll be interesting to see. We've got this candle here. If this 4 hour candle closes lower than this previous close. So if this one, so at 9 o'clock tonight, if that is closed there, there's a good chance we could start to retest bottom structure. Let's take a step down because, price again has really failed to break away from the 14 EMA. And again, like I said yesterday, we've really just been moving sideways. And, on the 1 hour, look at that. The EMAs are so close together, it's sort of debating which way it's going to go. We've started to see a bit of a split, bit of a weird cross because you can't see it. It's buried deep in there. But we're retesting 47 cents at the moment. I had 3 attempts so far today, 4th attempt. So again, there's a good chance we could push down to 46, 900, and then start to move back up. But yeah, sideways action. It's not really been doing much. You can just see the cluster of these candles over the last couple of days. We've just been ranging from the bottom of this new price zone and really been failing to even break past the sort of 48 cents level at the moment. So again, not really much more to add. Also pointed out yesterday that there's a potential bearish flag still on the cards, which was sort of impulse leg down, pop back up, and two things could happen. Price could go down, retest these wicks here from the underside, so we can come down, break support, have a pull back up into support, turns to resistance, and then we go down to retest the 44 cents level. Then if that fails, it's highly likely that 30 cents could be within range. On the flip side, this could just be a pullback from this little impulse leg up. So for me, I'd sort of say, so what's that? 45,900. So you could say the 46 cents level would be in and around the 618. And then if price bounced up, let's have a look at the 1 hour. Is there anything down there that can help us? Any confluence at all with anything else? So 45, not really. If I'm honest, it's just, there's a possible advanced pattern hidden in there. So again, that's why. So let's look at this. So a lot of Elliott waves or advanced patterns are impulse legs off the back of either completed things like Gartley patterns or cipher patterns or bat patterns, which generally follow sort of Elliott wave principle, where you have a 3-wave down, a zigzag, 1, 2, 3, then you have an impulse, another pullback or correction for another zigzag. So you can have your 1, 2, 3 down, 1, 2, 3 up, and then break. And if you look into Elliott wave, there's lots of patterns that could be in here. So what I want to do, because again, it's something I've been eyeballing and sort of picking up, going, is that an actual pattern? And I think the more that traders are trading these pairs, trading XRP, the more price action starts to take on the characteristics of these trading patterns. Because as you'd expect, if more people start to trade a pair, then more traders are going to be looking for signals or patterns that they then start taking as entry points, exit points, which then, because they're doing that, means that the formations that we see in the market start to take on those characteristics. That's why when people look at Forex and the other pairs, the reason these patterns repeat themselves so much and they work and people have confidence in those patterns is because people are trading them. And when you have, like I said yesterday, every day the market is different because different people are doing different things. And that's what the market's made up of. It's just traders, everyone's again. You think how many people are buying, selling in any one day. The sheer volume and the market cap of the whole cryptocurrency area, it's mental. It's so vast. But again, if you think everyone does the same thing at the same time, it's going to have a... Why do you think that moved? I mean, let's have a little measurement and just see if there's anything there. I mean, it could be a possible cipher or a bat. I mean, I would say it's probably a bat, to be honest, because price would push down, and as part of the rules of the bat, we'd hit 50%. Or he says that I was expecting it to line up, depending on your rules or where you're measuring from. If we went from the low, the highest close, then bang, 50% hit again. I think with all patterns, everyone's got different places that go from the top wick, the top close, blah blah blah, the strongest area of structure. But just to get a general idea, I'm not claiming this is going to be an exact science, because it's not. Everyone's got different entries. Some might forward run their orders, etc., etc. So we've had our 50% bang up, 50%. Price, again, if you're being a bit not too strict with your criteria for entry, we're saying that price cannot break below this. So some people go, well, the price did close just below, therefore it's an invalidated pattern. But typically you see it down, hit the 50, price comes back, retests this area, reverses, and then what we're looking for. So if we're taking this measurement here, because that's where we're going from the top close here, most recent high structure, we are then looking for the 886 for the... So you've got X to A to B to C. So CD completion at the 886 at its deepest, and 786 at its shallowest. Again, it's just for the purposes of the video. So again, we did push up. So let's just draw something for a bit of a change, because, this is what you've got to remember, I think, is that the patterns that start to come out to play are if people are trading it. And I think at the moment, the only people making real money are the ones that are trading it. So on Forex pairs, this is obviously XRP against the US dollar, the difference. So we're looking for people be selling up here, tested down. So when prices come back up here, there might be people thinking, well, if we can just retest this structure, these lows, they'll be going in and out all day long, making money, while everyone's crying into their cornflakes about what price is doing. So let's just make this pink just so it stands out. So we've got our X to A to B, B to C, CD completion up here at 48, just below 48,500, and then you would have a couple of targets. So typically for advanced pattern traders, they're looking at the retrace, the fib retrace of the CD leg, and on this particular pattern, people will have targets at the 382 and also at the 618. So let's just move this just so I can see where the top of the wick is. So we'll just get rid of all the relevant levels that I don't need for targets. And what we've got there. So we've got top there, the bottom. So as you can see, we're approaching, you could say, some people would say sort of the first target, which also lines up with previous structure. So we could push down to 46,700. And if that fails, then there's a chance we could come down to 45,600. Again, a bit of structure to a certain point. But again, it's just something else you could look at. And, again, I've just noticed that because my eyes, I went through a phase of looking for every single Gartley, every single cipher, every bat pattern. And I preferred the bat because it was the more, the bigger CD legs on them, which meant the retracement was better, which meant you got, a better risk reward, because the 886 is generally closer to the starting point, which means your risk reward is a lot lower. So that's, we'll leave that fib in the 618 just so we can see if tomorrow these levels are hit. So let's just have a quick, so we'll pop that there. So we'll see what happens at these levels. What else? So, I mean, again, for price action, that's really all we've got there. I mean, you probably see a lot more structure on the 15, just coming down, just to see. Much going on. So you can see we're respecting the 14 EMA on here. We will see, but again, you can see a bit more structure holding up here. And then hopefully, you know, price would push towards the 49.5 cents. Right, let's have a quick look at Bitcoin just to get some extra confidence that there might be something more bullish on the horizon, or if something more bearish is to come. Let's have a quick look. So, and again, price popped down to the 382 at the moment. You know, pushed back up, and again, if you look at this formation here compared to this candle, so this is, you know, extreme bullish momentum in the market, and for the last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, the last 7 4-hour candles, the last day, price has slowly drifted back down into structure. So again, there's a good possibility that because we've got the structure, because of the momentum, which is quite slow, we've got a bit of a potential bullish flag forming. So you've got your price going up, and then what we're waiting for is price to retrace. So again, come back to some Elliott Wave-esque techers here. You know, price could be a shallow retrace to the 382, and then we could have a equal measure move moving up. So again, the flag could do that, which, surprise, surprise, look where that takes us, back up into structure. If it's the 618, again, you'd be looking at a move more along the lines of like this, which again, either way, if you had an equal measure move into structure, if we're going for the 1618 inversion of these, so if your flag, if you're measuring it there, again, there's 2 sort of points you could look at to get a general idea. You know, if we went for this wick here, again, price puts us up into structure, and that's why I've got confidence in this sort of approach to what I do in my trading, because I've used it, I've tested it, I've seen it, I've back tested it, going through charts and just working out what I like, what works for me, how often does it appear, how often does it happen. So we'll see. I'll leave this flag here, just see what Bitcoin does. Let's just have a quick look again. I mean, on the daily chart here, you know, it's going to be a bit of a, again, sideways, not really momentum. So we will see. What I did share earlier on my Twitter before I close today is this little quote from Tom Bilyeu. Failure will provide you with your most valuable lessons. You need to understand that failure is part of the process, and I couldn't agree more. And if you really like positive messages that have a lesson or a moral, you know, little fables, that type of thing, if you go to his channel, Tom Bilyeu, is basically impact theory, and there's so many good interviews, just so many good things on here. It's just untold, but you know, go looking for it, you find, you ask the right questions, you get the right answers. Again, if you like the video, please like, share, subscribe. I hope you took something away from the video. The whole point of me doing these is just to, again, add some potential views or things and basic areas we can look for where price might start to react differently to how it's currently going. But again, not to drag it on, that's what we got today. We'll come back tomorrow morning, nice and early, with a morning snapshot, and we'll take another look in the evening. But for now, enjoy your evenings and take it steady.